Wow! And we started it.
Damn! Damn! That's bold, bro. What the? Oh man!
Welcome to the podcast. Jaylen Brown just went to the Boston Celtics. Zane shot reactions.
Unbelievable. This has to be a trade. This has to be a trade. Like, they can't be keeping him. I mean, I don't think it's their choice. What do you think?
Really?
Yeah.
I think they just surprised everybody. I think they're going to keep him. High potential guy, can't shoot. NBA body.
What's his NBA comparison in your eyes?
Maybe like a DeMar. Physical guy, gets to the lane, can't shoot the three.
I think he's a better He's a better defender coming into the league than DeMar is. He has no go-to move when it comes to scoring. He's just a pure fast break player who depends much more on his athleticism than DeMar did. Still, he's only 19 years old, but
good body for
the one thing about him, he's like a legit, like, sometimes you see guys who are like 6'5", 220, but he's a legit built 6'5", 220 who can be their body guys, maybe even develop a post game. So you probably see him playing the three a lot in Boston.
And a better handle than DeMar did too, if we're going to compare him to him. What a shocker. I can't believe this. Jalen Rose, Tyreek Evans, his comparison. I actually thought about Tyreek recently, about how high his potential was when he came into the league. Remember, he had the only got average was at 25-5 since like Garnett in his rookie year, something crazy like that.
Only guy since LeBron and Michael Jordan. So that's pretty like esteemed company. I just don't think he has the creativity to be like right off the bat a legitimate player. Like, I think he has a lot to work on. He needs to work on his shot. He needs to work on his handle, and just understanding where his strengths are on offense. I think he can do is be a legit defender. Like, he can come in.
So maybe like defend. A Justice Winslow.
He's a Justice Winslow in the same sense where I think he can defend point guards, shooting guards, small forwards.
Now, you do not have an agent. You told us that you feel like you can speak for yourself, but you have been.
And he has no agent apparently. This guy just looks shocked.
He's as shocked as we are.
I don't think he knew.
He was supposed to slide to possibly the Raptors. I remember them saying, but I don't know.
I had him going to Sacramento at 8. So he's going 5 spots earlier.
Always remember who you are and where you came from. Good luck and congratulations on going to Boston.
Yeah, well, that kind of shakes up everything, because now you have Chris Dunn, who is probably, him and Jamal Murray, maybe the best players available right now, and you got Phoenix. Phoenix is on the clock right now. Where does Phoenix go with all those guards they have? You can't take Chris Dunn. Can't take Jamal Murray, can you? All those point guards and shooting guards they have: Devin Booker, Eric Bledsoe.
I think you can. I think for them,
Goodwin, sorry.
Yeah, because they have quite a few players at the guard positions.
They probably need a small forward or a power forward, right?
Yeah, so I had Dunn going in my mock, and I had Chris based on fit going to Phoenix. Because I think based on need, they would pick Chris. But I mean, if you want more of a surefire pick, and you're Phoenix right now, and you're the GM, and you don't want to get your ass fired, you probably take Dunn.
Really? And what do you do with Bledsoe? And that contract.
Because they're in that same situation when they had.
Or you just bring him off the bench.
You bring him off the bench because they had the same situation where they had Dragic, Bledsoe, and Isaiah Thomas. They made it work, but obviously one had to go. So Bledsoe's had health concerns, coming off the surgeries, but he's too good to just give up. And if you were to trade him now, I think you're getting low like bang for your buck in return.
Unless maybe you take Marquise Christie, try and make him Mari Stoudemire in Phoenix.
Yeah, but then you're waiting like 2 years. Like Marquise,
really? I think he's athletic enough to go through the transition with them and all. He can shoot. It's not like they're in a rush to make the playoffs.
He's too young. He's only 18, 19. He's not big enough, and he can't shoot. Like he can't extend the floor. He's more just a active player that's gonna jump high and kind of do the intangibles for you, right? And it's just too much bust potential. Like I think whoever picks Chris, like you have to take into account like that's a pick that could get you fired. If you take Chris at 4, which is what I think they're gonna do now, but I think this is
A bad
pick
pick?
where no, I think it's a pick you could look at a year from now and be like, great pick. This guy's showing huge promise, or a year from now you're the GM that did that and gets fired.
Like I can't remember his name, but maybe like 3 years ago now, the guy that went from Kansas, Thomas Robinson. Remember
Yeah.
him? How much everybody liked him coming into the draft, third or fourth
and you know
overall.
who this guy really reminds me of?
Tyrus?
Tyrus Thomas, who went number.
He went 4. He got traded for
He went-
Aldridge on draft day, was it?
He went second, then got traded to the Bulls for Aldridge. Or Aldridge went second, and then he went 4th actually.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're at the 4th pick now. So I mean, you can see history repeat itself. Playing style, they're the same guy.
Marquise Chris looks like he's like 13 years old. He kind of looks. He's got that Chris Bosh kind of look, if you know what I'm saying.
He definitely still has to go through that. Get some finisher hair on him.
I feel like they have to take Chris here. You talked about Bender.
The wild card pick would be Bender.
It would be. And
It
then
would make sense to take him now.
you want to take a risk.
They got rid of Markieff.
All they have is Alex Len, and they got
Alex
Tyson
Len,
Chandler.
And they have Tyson Chandler, who's an old Tyson Chandler now.
Yeah.
You have a huge hole at the 3 and a huge hole at the 4. I mean, they have PJ Tucker that can play both, but he's not a guy you want starting on your team. He's more of
And Teletovic.
He's more of a defender. Teletovic is also off the bench specialist shooter. Bender could be a good pick here.
Bender maybe.
I feel safer picking Bender, but I think if you want to swing for the fences, you probably go for Chris. Even Bender's a swing for the fences pick because he hasn't really proven himself in EuroLeague.
He looks. I don't know. Maybe Bender's a little bit safer. It sounds funny because he's an international player, but I don't know. I just look at Chris and guys that are that athletic will stick around the league even if they can't do anything else. The rebounding worries me because he's that big and he can't rebound, which is kind of like Amari when he came in the league.
He averaged 5 a year last year. So I mean, if you're 6'10" in college, Joey, and with his athleticism, just based on your hops alone, you should be getting at least 8 or 9 boards. 5 boards is inexcusable for a 6'10" athletic power forward.
Phoenix on the clock right now, about to make the pick.
I'm gonna call Bender.
I say Chris.
Hey!
And Bender goes to Phoenix. Wow.
So this
Coming
is
from the Israel Maccabi Tel Aviv team.
averaging 5 minutes a game, so no one's even seen him play in the EuroLeague. 19 years old. He's got to be like 7'2". The guy looks massive right now. He looks like he's skinny, but you could tell he's got a lot of size on him.
Are Phoenix Suns fans happy right now? Do you think they want Chris?
I think either way, either guy you pick at that point, you're swinging for the fences with the pick.
They swang for the fences kind of with Alex Len already, and I don't know really what he's shown.
The thing about Bender is Alex Len. I think he's more a prototypical low post player. Like he kind of has like the Jonas style back to the basket game.
Stiff.
And he's a better shot blocker.
Yeah.
So the thing is, if you have Chris on the floor, you don't have a guy who could extend the floor. You can't. You need to keep power forwards honest at the 3-point line nowadays. Especially a guy like Bender, he can take guys off the dribble, shoot the 3. The question is, does he have the toughness to play in the NBA? Can he defend 4s, or can he defend 5? They had the same questions with Porzingis. He proved everybody wrong, but we'll see if this.
Oh, he's really athletic. That's the thing that he has, right? I don't think Bender's as athletic. 7'1", 216. They have him listed at. He can shoot. We know that. Like
shoot.
every other Euro that comes in the league.
Yeah.
Maybe like your boy.
Porzingis, people said he couldn't shoot, and he surprised people with.
I remember. Well, no, when he went into the draft, I remember him going to the 3-point line and then making a big note that he could shoot. Look at that wingspan.
Yeah, he's a massive guy. 7'1".
Nobody's gonna block his
19 years
shot.
old, still growing. So you probably max him out at 7'2".
I think he's a better shooter than.
His shooting motion is really nice for a big man.
It looks like a
got a-
swingman release.
He's got a smooth motion on his shot. You can tell the guy's developed his passing game, perimeter game, shooting game, and His handle's amazing for a 7'.
For a guy that big, yeah.
For a guy that big, his handle's amazing. And you can just watching like brief YouTube videos, you can see like this guy knows how to handle the ball.
If Phoenix hits with this pick, that might be what gets them. I don't know. Looking down the future, he can be a potential all-star.
Yes, but like a lot of Euros that have that perimeter style game, it comes down to do they have the toughness to compete in the NBA?
Would you say that Dirk had the toughness when he came in the league?
No, he didn't, but he worked on it. Dirk, when he came in the league, was very, very timid, and then he got that toughness out, and he got better as the years went on. That's a huge comparison, obviously, comparing anyone to Dirk. It's hard to compare a guy like Bender.
You think that
You could maybe say a Bargnani.
You think he'll be better than Kristaps? Better rookie year than Kristaps? Because he really tailed off after the first couple months. That's the thing.
I don't think he'll be as good a rebounder. But I think he has a better offensive arsenal than Bargnani because he can handle the ball better.
Bargnani or Kristaps? Or both?
He reminds me more of Bargnani.
Nobody wants to hear that.
I know. But
you're trying to say in a good way, I drafted.
No, but Bargnani did have the upside, and we did see it in Toronto. It's just he never worked on his craft.
No toughness.
No toughness. Let's be honest. It's not like Andrea Bargnani didn't have talent. That he wasn't missing talent.
He had the offensive talent, yeah.
He lacked the rebounding, he lacked the toughness, and he lacked the willing to play defense.
He speaks English. Phoenix fans would be happy about that.
On another note, can we talk about Croatian ballers? So now they got Dario Saric coming, and Dragon Bender.
We'll leave their soccer team out of this, who might win the Euro Cup this year.
They might do it. But yeah, they're on the come up for basketball too now.
Yep.
So
Chris Dunn is the guy. He doesn't look too happy right now, and I kind of thought he was going to slide. Now, you know what? This might be good news for Raptors fans.
Yes.
Maybe the Raptors get someone who slides, because we say it all the time. There's always a couple guys that slide down the draft. There's reaches, and then with those reaches come guys that slide. Yeah. Now, if the Raptors can, Buddy Hield, another guy who's probably going to go soon, who I'm kind of happy that the Raptors won't take him. Although they could use the shooting, I think that he's a one-dimensional player. But if you can snag a guy like Jamal Murray, Chris Dunn won't last that long, let's be honest, but...
See, I don't know. People aren't sold on Buddy Hield because he's not...
He's 23, I'm pretty sure.
He's 23 years old, so people are kind of off-put the fact that he's old, and he kind of just made a big splash in his senior year. So he really developed, but the guy is a lights-out shooter. You can't discount the fact that if you look at his averages, people talk about 40, 50, 90. This guy was 50, 50, 90. He was shooting 53% from three-point line in
for
college.
A good team, too.
For a good team, and he was making noise in March Madness.
Even the tournament, yeah, where teams are kind of making a blueprint to stop you, and he still succeeded.
So what I like about Buddy is clearly the guy's developed his game because he came from his junior year, senior year, made a huge jump, made himself a national player that people took notice, and the guy has toughness. Like he has grit. You can tell that he has that. He doesn't like to lose. He has that kind of it factor that a lot of guys don't have coming into the league. So when it comes to maturity, Minnesota might take a safe pick here with the number of young guys that they have. From what I've heard, Rubio is on the block.
Your boy Rubio.
Yeah. So having a guy like Buddy Hield, even as a sixth man in his rookie year, it's huge. It helps them scoring-wise, and it helps them stretch the floor. Because that's one thing that they don't have now. They don't have a guy.
They don't have many guys that can shoot, right? They got rid of Kevin Martin, who was that guy for them, who they didn't obviously use too much.
Yeah, so I don't think Dunn goes here. Because I think Dunn is more of a slashing...
Maybe he does, because
oversized
for a point guard.
Oversized slashing point guard. They have that with Wiggins. They have that with... they had the guys who can get to the bucket at will. With Wiggins, Levine, even Rubio can penetrate and get in the paint and make plays. I think you have to go with a shooter, whether that be Buddy or whether that be Jamal. You go with either or.
I like Jamal Murray here.
I think
he offers you more than Hield, and he's a pretty similar shooter where they're probably the best two shooters in the draft.
Yeah.
He has experience running point guard. He didn't get to run point guard much this year at Kentucky with Tyler Ulis there. Coach Cal wanted him to be the ball handler.
He learned to play off the ball.
He learned to play off, which is good for him. He learned to play off, and he can also handle the ball, right?
And the key thing, Jamal Murray plays much better defense than Buddy Hield does.
Neither guy though is going to be a great defender. I think
Jamal
both guys
Murray
are going to
is.
struggle.
I think Jamal Murray has that tenacity on defense because I think he can defend multiple positions.
Really?
Yeah. I think he's good enough. He's quick enough to guard ones, and he's strong enough and tall enough to guard shooting guards.
T-Wolves on the block. I'm going to say Jamal Murray.
I'm gonna go with Murray.
Chris Dunn. So what I said a couple minutes ago was right. They take the actual point guard. It looks like Rubio is on the block. Zane's about to tweet. He needs to know what's going on. Chris Dunn instant analysis. Point guard. I wouldn't say he's really a pass-first point guard, but a guy that can defend.
A guy that can defend, has size. Athletic, can get to the rim. So this could now probably be the most athletic team in the league.
Probably.
If we want to look at it from a starting five standpoint, you're looking at Rubio, not necessarily athletic, but a guy that's going to make plays for others. Levine, Dunn, Cat, Wiggins, and I guess Gorgie Deng might start, or Pack if he's healthy, who knows. But this is an insanely athletic team, so I'm thinking Chris Dunn probably comes off as a sixth man in his rookie year. The question here is now, do you deal Rubio?
I think they've been wanting to deal Rubio for a while now. And even if they don't, I think you could even start, if you want to start Dunn, you can. You could even start him at the 2. Because he's definitely played the 2.
He's more of a point guard than Levine is. So
he's definitely more of a point guard than Levine.
If you have enough faith in this guy to make plays, and we know he can play, do you hand the keys over to Dunn as point guard for your franchise moving forward and deal Rubio for whatever you can at this point?
I think so. What is Rubio giving you really? How many years? He came in the same draft as Steph Curry, right?
Because it's a weird team now because Rubio's been in the league. He's been injured for a majority of his career.
Never developed a jump shot.
But he can make plays. But the key issue with Minnesota is they don't have shooters to surround him with.
And that's a problem.
And the funny thing is, the best shooter on the team is probably Towns. You could argue.
Yeah, I
you
guess.
You could make a legitimate case. I mean, Levine's a good shooter, but he takes poor shots. I mean, it looks what this pick is telling you now is that they're keep waving the goodbye flag to Rubio. I just don't see him as a fit there now.
I don't.